Leave it to me, Your Majesty.
Why is everyone so worked up? What happened?
It seems the troops we stationed in the Alliance are in danger, and serious danger at that. Gloucester and the other lords betrayed them, and now they have been completely cut off.
No!
The word betrayal suggests they were on our side in the first place. But I think we can safely assume that was never their intent.
Yeah, I mean, they were in the
This whole time,
Alliance.
they were simply waiting for us to move the rest of our army toward the kingdom. As soon as they saw an opportunity, they cut off routes to the Great Bridge of Myrddin and Garreg Mach. Now that our troops are trapped on Alliance lands, House Regan and House Gloucester have them surrounded on both sides. It's doubtless one of Claude's clever little stratagems, and it stings.
I don't understand. Everyone is aware of the troubled history between Regan and Gloucester. Why would they decide to bury the hatchet now? Unless this supposed feud is little more than a web Claude has spun for this exact moment.
Perhaps
Could
it
he
is,
really be that
but perhaps not.
deep in?
For all we know, he wants us to overthink the situation and make a greater mistake.
We'd better stay on our toes. This all fell together too perfectly to be some kind of unhappy accident.
I suppose. All I know is that our reinforcements will never make it there in time. The direct route east risks running into both Kingdom and Alliance forces. But if we attempt to skirt around them, we will all be aged in gray before we ever reach Gloucester.
Which means our only option is marching south. We'll regroup on this side of the Aramid River, retake the Great Bridge of Myrddin to cover our backs, and then cut through the enemy cordon.
That doesn't sound a whole lot faster. Will our troops be able to hold out that long?
I would say no, but these are no ordinary soldiers. They are commanded by our greatest warrior, Count Leopold von Bergliez, the Minister of Military Affairs, and a man who has never lost even one battle. If anyone can rally our troops and convince them to hold, it's him.
Oh, wow. So he really built him up.
What a brilliant trap. The Regan boys even craftier than they say.
I agree, sir. Even Count Gloucester's inept army seems to be acting with remarkable discipline. But will the reinforcements reach us in time?
The real question is, are they coming at all? Because if they're on the way, they'll make it in time. So long as I draw breath, they will make it. So count on them coming. Her Majesty would never abandon us.
Yes, sir.
Man, he's superbly confident. I feel like that's
Soldiers
leading
of
to a
the
downfall.
Empire, I know fear gnaws at your hearts, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. Don't run from this fear. Embrace it. Take measure of the enemy that surrounds us, and look them square in the face. Yes, we're outmaneuvered and face a vicious fight ahead. But pray to the goddess for protection.
Why would the goddess protect the
Fill your
Empire?
soul and temper your resolve. Our only duty here is to stay alive. Be fearful.
They don't
of
look
death,
too encouraged.
And let not a single soldier fall needlessly. Raise your voices with me now. Let me hear your courage. We will not lose.
Wow, these guys aren't backing down. If anything, they actually seem
I
more
refuse to
excited
believe
than
that's not
before.
his mom.
How is that possible? They're completely surrounded. No one will ever reach them in time.
Yes, but Count Bergliez is their commander. And I'm guessing a lot of those troops are veterans of the Dagda and Bridget War. During that conflict, the Count's troops held off wave after wave of Dagda soldiers right to the very end. Our force must look tame in comparison.
Okay, so
So
what
that's-
now? I wanted this to be clean, but we're looking at a complete bloodbath on both sides. What I want is the upper hand against the Empire, not these people's lives.
And there's honor in that, but I don't think they're going to play along.
They don't have to accept every part of it. I just thought they might be, you know, scared. Well, so be it. They may have boundless courage, but they don't have boundless food. If Count Burgles wants me to tighten the snare, that's exactly what I'll do.
It's okay, Peppy. That was just the
Scarlet
controller hitting the
Blaze.
wooden
Bridge of Betrayal.
bridge of betrayal.
The Empire achieves early success in the war thanks to House Gloucester, a noble alliance house whose vows of allegiance and safe passage were key to the quick capture of Garreg Mach. But Count Gloucester breaks his oath and turns on Burgles' troops, trapped in hostile territory with their supply routes severed. The Imperial Army's outlook appears bleak.
I fear I may have miscalculated, my son.
How can that be possible, Father? We have the enemy surrounded.
Yes, and they have yet to give a damn.
Thought he looked familiar.
Time grows short, and soon Edelgard's reinforcements will descend upon the Alliance.
Then we will hold them off at the Great Bridge.
And they will find another way. If they manage to take even one of the Aramid River's
Dang,
crossings,
what a
they can
doomer.
break through our ranks. And while that may not spell immediate defeat, it will dash any hopes of Count Burgles' surrender.
He has no confidence that his
Eventually,
troops will
Edelgard's
hold
army will wash
them off.
over the land, and then, my son, we will be defeated.
Speak plain, Father. I beg of you. What does this mean for House Gloucester?
Do not fret, Lawrence. This was a leap of faith we had to take to better our territory's fortunes. When Claude came to me with this offer, I determined the reward to be worth the risk. If the gambit fails, so be it. All it means is that our house will have to swear allegiance to the Empire.
Edelgard will never settle for such. She will demand... Oh, Father. No.
I am proud of you, my son. You have grown into a man strong and wise enough to lead our house.
Is there nothing that can be done? What of your dream to claim the Alliance leadership from House Regan?
It is your house now. You determine our path. Besides, when the dust finally settles from this war, there may not be an alliance to lead.
So I am to submit to the Empire and carve out as big a place for our family as I can? Is that it? You would have me put an end to the Leicester Alliance?
Perhaps my praise of your wisdom was ill-advised. You get ahead of yourself, Lawrence. We bend the knee only if we lose, not before. And as you said, we may yet be able to drive back the Emperor's reinforcements.
Oh, okay, so he was mostly just preparing him for the worst.
Always think 2 steps ahead, my son. Be clever. Survive. That is the lesson I seek to impart. I had best go prepare for my final battle as Count Gloucester. However this plays out, look for a way for our house to prosper, and seize it, Lawrence. Seize it. That is how Irvin Fritz Gloucester fights, and it is how you must fight as well.
I see.
Well,
I have a feeling
we
we'll be
managed
recruiting
to slog our way to
Lorenz.
the encampment. Now we just have to finalize our plan.
Why is it so important to hold part of the Aramid riverbank again? I mean, wouldn't it make more sense to cross over into Alliance territory before it's too late?
If we do, we risk the enemy cutting off our retreat. We are here to break their siege, not fall prey to one.
If we don't conduct this rescue carefully, we'll be worse off than we started. We must be smart. And that means establishing at least one bridgehead in addition to the Great Bridge of Murden.
Bridgehead?
Yeah, okay.
What's a
That
bridgehead?
makes sense.
The Minister is a general of much endurance. You'll be holding out until we arrive. He is more than a warrior and a maker of strategies. It would lack wisdom to be making an enemy of him.
Yep, that's my father. No one can beat him. I just hope I can be half the warrior he is one day.
I think even 1.5 Burgleeses would be more than enough. Not that it's any of my business.
So, what are we to do about House Gloucester? They have indicated a willingness to swear fealty, for whatever that pittance of a promise is worth. That leaves only Phlegathon and Ordelia, and I doubt very much that anyone would take us to task for dismantling them.
The head of House Ordelia is one of the 5 Great Lords. Dismantling them, as you say, would hamper Her Majesty's ability to rule effectively in the future. Consider, for example, why we chose not to dismantle House Ire.
Huh.
Because I belong to House Ire, and you did not have to. Ah, of course. You are happy so long as they install successors who are willing to toe the line.
That is the plan, yes. House Phlegathon, however, must be disposed of. Their Lord Acheron has leveraged his control of the Great Bridge to do whatever he well pleases. I have a suspicion the Alliance desires him gone as badly as we do.
Lawrence Gloucester and Lysithea von Ordelia were Her Majesty's schoolmates, yes? They may be more willing to listen to reason than the others.
Sure, but Claude
Maybe
went to the
Lysithea,
Officers'
too.
Academy too.
And he's taken a firm stance against the Empire. Do you really think this can be handled via diplomacy?
That will depend on precisely what their demands are. But first, we must retake the Great Bridge and extricate Count Burgles and his troops. Let us focus our energies on that for the time being.
Agreed. And it would behoove us all not to overlook how devious Claude can be just because we went to the Academy together. If he's not willing to come to the table, I won't hesitate to meet him on the battlefield instead.
Let's see. Swear not to hesitate. Oh, to kill him?
I won't
Okay.
hold back either. Sometimes you have to kill old friends in this line of work. That's just how it is.
It's interesting how these zones correlate exactly to the actual map. Did you hear what the news says? What's the news, Ferdinand?
Very nice.
We now have a research station that provides opportunities for intensive training. Everyone simply must partake of it. Go on, you ought to have a look as well. Check out the new facility. Okay, I'll do that. Let's talk to Petra first. I am having a mixing of emotions.
I must be telling you.
Count Burgles is the man who was attacking Dagda and Bridget. And now this same man is being overrun by the Alliance army. I will never be allowing the man who defeated Bridget to die in this place.
So basically...
You want the pleasure of killing the man yourself? That's quite the grudge you're hanging on to. I think my reason is being different, but I am not sure if I am having a grudge. Uh-huh. That's not quite where I was gonna put it, but the direction I was going with holding a grudge. But okay. Consisting largely of the world Yeah, Bridget. I don't care. Oh, hi, Ash. New recruit. Oh, it's you. Listen, I've surrendered, and I'll follow whatever orders I'm given. I'm a full part of the Imperial Army now. Leonardo's also in the Imperial Army, and above all, I can't choose death.
You sure?
And what's that mean exactly? His Majesty ordered me to prioritize my life over my loyalty. What am I even fighting for? Huh. Interesting situation. He definitely doesn't seem very happy about it.
This is true.
Circumstances dictate how people act. As such, I believe things are about to get much more difficult for you. Though perhaps that will be a welcome change for a mercenary of your caliber. You will undoubtedly face the Ashen Demon again. I do hope you'll emerge victorious this time. Okay. Oh, here we go. Who's this? Wow, she has a brilliant cape. And it goes against her black outfit. It's remarkable. Anyway. Psst.
Listen up.
Psst. You may not be aware of this already. You may be aware. But the Burt can be cruel. You mean Hubert? Yeah, but you know, it's fine. It's a long story. Plus, I owe him for that business under Garrett Muck.
Huh?
I'm not following. At all.
Basically.
Sorry about that. I just wanted to complain a little. Okay. Lindhart. We're being worked like livestock. I understand there's a war on here, but we're all being worked like plow horses. Still, I suppose it can't be helped if our allies are in danger of annihilation. It would be a terrible waste of effort if we weren't able to assist them, so let us endeavor to ensure we can do so.
Absolutely.
We'll give it everything we've got. Wait, what? Support conversations. Did we just unlock one with him?
Oh, hey. Looks like I'm not the first one to show up.
Hello there. No need to pay me any mind. I'll just be absorbed in my book here.
Okay.
I assume you've come to meet someone? As they've clearly not arrived yet, why don't you join me? Here.
Thanks. Hey, Linhart, you're into all that spooky magic stuff, right? Like sorcery
Spooky?
and crests and whatnot?
Yes. Why?
Yes.
Is there something you'd like to ask me?
Oh, no. I was just thinking it's kind of weird that you've never really been interested in my power.
Oh.
Do you want me to be?
Do you want me to be? Sincerely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even understand it myself. But with you helping me, I might actually learn something.
Do you
That and
want
Hubert
me to
scared
be?
me half to death talking about how you might experiment on me. Just so we're clear, I'm not into that.
Uh-huh. Well, not everything piques my interest. Your circumstances simply do not.
That's bizarre.
If you're not interested, then so be it. But is there any particular reason why?
Who's interested in Byleth?
Hard to say.
Their circumstances
Perhaps
are so
because
similar.
a sword is the only thing you're able to manifest? Strictly speaking, I suppose your power does raise some questions. But that sinister weapon of yours, it just doesn't leave me all that interested in learning more.
Sinister, huh? That's one way to describe it.
Tell me, have you ever beheld one of the hero's relics? They also possess the most peculiar aura. And yet, there's something almost divine about the terror they instill. But your sword?
It's more demonic,
It's
eh?
cold. Maybe even inhuman. In more complex terms, it's little more than an inorganic, dispassionate construct. Not a hint of the goddess's divine guidance in its design. It's not as if you were able to choose what you manifested, right? It just came to you.
True. But what if I could turn it into something else and start manifesting different things? Would you be interested then?
Is such a thing possible? I would like to see that for myself, I must admit. In fact, I'd be quite excited by that. What a fascinating topic to lay at my feet.
Hey, it was just a suggestion.
Yeah.
I have no idea if I can actually do it.
But aren't you the one who brought it up?
Exactly. What the heck, game? Oh, more combos. Huh, he only has one with Lindhart. How about that?
Ah, fiery as ever. What an inspiring sight.
Oh, hey Ferdinand. You think so? The way I see it, a mercenary who doesn't train every day probably won't stay a merc for long.
Merc.
I cannot dispute your logic. Though, I must say, you never did strike me as a typical mercenary. And your upward trajectory has proven me right. To go from nothing to a commander rivaling even the finest of nobles as quickly as you have is astounding. You are the most intriguing woman.
Well, that's because I've made a habit of giving my all. I'm honestly just happy to have earned Edelgard's respect.
You're all, you say?
Something wrong?
To the contrary, I find your attitude inspirational. We are birds of a feather, you and I. Every task I undertake must also be done to utmost perfection. Polishing my armor? It shall have a mirror sheen. Cooking a meal? Let not even a single ingredient go to waste. True nobility means surmounting any challenge before you with no less than every fiber of your being.
That's taking it a little far, don't you think? Maybe you're not wasting food, but what about your time and energy? And I'm not any sort of noble, you know.
I am aghast. Are you suggesting that devoting myself fully to every endeavor is wasteful?
I mean, yeah. If you put your all into every little thing, you'll run out of stamina right when you need it most. You're like the knight in that proverb. The one who spends all day building a fence around his Pegasus, only for it to fly away.
Valuable advice for a Pegasus, perhaps. But I am no beast. I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
Does he not understand what a proverb is?
I know that you're different. I do. But everyone needs to take it easy sometimes. If you always keep your bowstring taut, it's just gonna snap when you actually need to fire.
I assure you, I am no bowstring either. But I take your point.
Alright. At least he gets
However,
the idea.
there is no cause for concern. As I have told you on multiple occasions, I am Ferdinand von Eyre. Whether I am resting, enjoying leisurely pursuits, or simply in contemplation, I always apply all my energy to the task at hand. At work or at rest, I will forever give it my all.
Okay.
Seriously? What's full-on resting even look like?
Punchline. Lenny.
Yes, that looks right.
Why, hello, Linhart. It is not often I find you drawing outside.
I'm not drawing. I'm simply trying to capture this wyvern's form. See? It's resting on that hill over there.
Ah, an extraordinary sight indeed. Now then, let us see what you have done so far. I must say, it feels as though something is lacking in your work. How can I describe it? your depiction is almost too accurate. Take these scales, for example. Why, they could have been plucked from the very wyvern itself.
I told you this isn't art. I'm doing it for my research. And when conducting research, it's always best to have precise references. The same is true when dealing with numbers or gathering information.
I see. So you value accuracy above all else.
Right. Honestly, I've never quite understood art anyway. So I'm perfectly content leaving that sort of thing to the true creatives. You know, the quirky ones. People like Bernadetta.
Even so, there may come a day when your work is seen as the craft of a master artisan, when such precision is lauded as the height of aesthetic genius.
What makes you say that?
Oh, merely a passing thought. Perhaps in the distant future, connoisseurs will value accuracy and attention to detail over the magnificent interpretive pieces we hold dear today.
Do you really think that'll happen, though? I doubt people will ever stop appreciating the ancient classics. You certainly have always done so.
Yes, there is no denying that. But I fear my own personal inclinations hold little sway over public opinion. Nobody knows what trends may arise in the decades and centuries to come. So I can indeed envision a future in which accurate depictions are praised just the same as the greats of old. And I encourage you to do the same, my friend.
I don't get it. How are you so optimistic all the time? It's like you're constantly looking toward the future.
I could say quite the same about you. I have always believed you to be rather forward-thinking.
That's not optimism, though. All I'm thinking forward to is the time when I can just sleep the days away. That's why I'm forcing myself to be as active as I can now.
Regrettably, those halcyon days of slumber are still but a distant dream. I have much work for you, both now and further down the road. To begin with, might I ask you to paint my portrait?
For the last time, I'm a researcher, not an artist. Are you sure you want such a faithful depiction?
That is exactly what I want. How else would my yet unborn descendants know the true visage of the great Ferdinand von Eyre? Indeed, I would be proud to submit myself as a subject of your research. Consider it a study, the personification of nobility itself.
Personification.
Don't get ahead of yourself. I'm fine drawing you, but I don't have the slightest modicum of interest in actually researching you. Though, I do sometimes wonder where you get all that unabashed confidence from.
Why, it is from being Ferdinand von Eyre. It is as simple as that. Alright. Livestock. We could do some chores. But we'll figure all that out later. There's still people to talk to. Hi, Dorothea. I'm glad we helped Ash see the error of his ways. What error was that, being loyal to his country? Things may not always work out like that. We're going to face other classmates, and there's no way to tell how that might end. I understand Eddie's circumstances, so I don't plan to demand she put a stop to the war.
That's not good.
But it's always painful to have an acquaintance die. Why couldn't I have been born in a more peaceful time? Yeah, she's always going on about that kind of stuff. It can be a little depressing to talk to her. Anyway, let's talk about military affairs. Remember how poorly he got along with the Minister of Domestic Affairs? Well, Hovering isn't a military house, so he'd never actually turn up on the battlefield. But he's probably thinking Count Burgley's is just got his just desserts. Yeah. Hey, you. I can wait and see.
How may I help you?
I can but wait and see. I was thinking of entering Leicester, but I ended up coming back here in a hurry. I'm a priest of the Southern Church, you see, and I hoped to attempt to parley with the Eastern Church. However, given our current situation, I can but wait to see how things unfold. Yep. I end up like that someday? No. Am I gonna end up surrounded and killed in enemy territory, like Count Berkeley's was someday?
Are you sure?
I wouldn't go carving his tombstone yet. Sorry, but you're right. That's probably bad luck, huh? But I'm still worried. Don't worry. I'll make sure you never get surrounded like that. I've broken through plenty of sieges in my day. Really? I'm glad to hear that. So, is he going to speak accordingly from now on? Nope, see this, you're back to talking that same dialogue, even though he responded in a specific way. This guy's staring at me. I don't like it. Anyway.
By the by.
I heard that the Great Bridge of Mirrodin was taken from us. The bridge is an important point for merchants, so I hope we can regain it sooner rather than later. That's to say nothing of the threat of being invaded. Though I hope we needn't worry about that. This looks a little absent.
Great.
Oh. I know I don't have to worry about my father. I mean, he's Count Berkeley's. He's invincible. Still, nothing's a guarantee on the battlefield, and I can't shake the thoughts of what might happen.
Are you sure?
By the time we reach him, your father will probably have won this war all by himself.
Gotcha.
Thanks for that. I'll try to think positive.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army.
Still can't upgrade.
Everything has its use.
Zurit's Herm territory is close. Herm is close. Herm? Where have I heard that before? Not your business, but it has been decided that I am the house's scion.
Huh?
Wait, so you weren't born to House Wareham?
So be it.
No. Ask the Emperor if you want details. Okie-do.
A moment of your time.
I obey the Empire. I have answered their call and sent out a full complement of troops. Leicester cares little for minor nobles, so I would find the Empire's rule far more preferable. Further, this provides a good opportunity to teach Count Gleicester a lesson he'll not soon forget. I see. That's some motivation.
Now see here.
We were most artfully deceived by Count Gleicester. The Count is Lorenz's father, you know, and Manuela was in charge of his class, the Golden Deer. It is undoubtedly depressing to have to fight one's former student.
How can I be of service?
The southern bank of the lower Armid River is in Harem territory. Are you familiar with House Harem? No. They once had considered Powers as one of the 7 great noble families. However, they ran afoul of the former emperor and were in danger of being crushed entirely. This incited the remaining great noble families to wrest power from the emperor in insurrection of the 7. Oh look, a thing. Tactics instructor. Under the tyranny of ruthless disorder, the people endured a long period of suffering. The vile nemesis who proclaimed himself the king of liberation delighted in war and bloodshed. Rather than rebelling against his persecution, the people of Fodlan fell into the depths in a mad scramble to attain power through murder and theft. 41 years before the founding of the Adresserian Empire, Saint Seros appeared in the land of Enbar, and, through the many unfathomable miracles he performed, spread light across the land. In doing so, he joined the shattered hearts of the purest people of Fodlan, who went on to form the Holy Church of Seros. Imperial Year 1, the founding of the Adresserian Empire. In the first year of our calendar, the glorious Adresserian Empire was founded. Its name was gifted by an oracle, and its future blessed by the goddess. Its capital, Enbar, was chosen to govern the southern reaches of Fodlan, where the divine Saint Seros also lent her power. Imperial Year 32, the War of Heroes. Wilhelm Paul Hraesvelg, the inaugural Adresserian Emperor, raised an army in pursuit of the unification of Fodlan. With his might, he hunted and destroyed any house's territory that dared seek more power. Imperial Year 46, the Battle of Grondorf Field. An intense battle erupted on Grondorf Field, where the houses that were allied with Nemesis and the imperial forces of the Adresserian Empire clashed. There, the imperial force emerged victorious. Imperial Year 91, the Battle of Taltian. The houses that were allied with Nemesis once again faced off against the imperial forces, this time at Taltian Plains. There, the evil Nemesis finally fell, and the Empire secured a momentous victory. Imperial Year 98, the War of Heroes ends. The successor to the great Emperor Wilhelm I, Lycaon I, succumbed to sudden illness. The Empire, which ruled over the majority of Fodlan, took this opportunity to put an end to the seemingly endless fighting.
Over here.
Is that just because he's... You appear to be quite the excellent mercenary, my friend. Perhaps you'd be willing to help me with my my battle preparations? Oh, why do I even phrase it like a question when I know you won't refuse me? I'll call upon you later, so do be prepared. Do I not get to choose? Why is she all cheery? This isn't much sun protection from the sun. And if it were, is it really as simple as one wooden layer of wood? And if it is, then why doesn't she hang out in a place like this all of the time? I don't get it. Maybe sometimes she doesn't always want to be super cheery. Sometimes it's a relief to be glum, so that's why she goes outside and doesn't have, extremely super pale skin because she's always underground. Anyway, here we research the latest and greatest tactics ever to grace the field of battle. If our findings pique your interest, I would be delighted to assist you. How about it? Okay. At the Tactics Academy, you can enhance your unit's battle proficiencies. Expanding this facility will unlock new avenues for improvement. Unlocked additional warrior gate. Oh.
My instruction comes at a high price.
Wow, this is completely different from the other warrior games, how they do this. I thought it would come from getting different classes. Like more advanced classes would get more warrior gauges. Surpass one's natural thresholds. Wow, that sounds impressive. Allowing stats being increased further beyond the limits at the Tactics Academy. Oh, wow. These are pretty important. Practical combat techniques. Unit to increase ability slots to 6. Oh. Wow, look at all this stuff. Crestology. Allows for even higher unique tactical ability level. What does that mean? Allows for an even higher unique support ability. Huh. Oops. That is such a weird jingle. I've never heard a jingle like that in this game, or in Fire Emblem. Oh, I really got all of them. Okay, well in that case, let's go for these two. It almost sounds like something from Sonic. What do we need? Beginner Combat Manual.
Don't neglect your daily studies.
Tactics are essential to any victory. I should keep them in mind as I prepare. I'm not sure those are tactics, though. Those are more like abilities. Tactic is like... well, they're tactics. They're surrounding troops. They're pincer attacks. Stuff like that. Anyway, things certainly are turbulent. Fodlan is certainly growing turbulent. During such times, it's not unusual to see various schemers appear and try to turn the chaos to their own advantage. There are a number of young generals in this army, so people like myself and Hanneman, well, we have to be extra careful. Like, you could get usurped and assassinated so that there's room for them to grow or something? I should hope there's no one like that.
I beg your pardon.
Are you like that? Are you one of those young peoples? My apologies, but a portion of the responsibility for losing the Great Bridge of Mirrodin falls to me. I was late to noticing that our communication had been cut off from Garrett Mach. When we fight to retake the bridge, I will assume the vanguard and see my name cleared. I'm sorry. Oh, to see that you do.
Hi there.
I owe Count Leopold my life. That's why I volunteered to be transferred from Garrett Mach to here. I will help him, I swear it. Okay. Hey, there's somebody over there. It's actually a couple people.
By the way,
Gerald's mercenaries certainly gave us all we could handle at Magdred. The next time I see them will be far too soon, I tell you that. I can't believe the kingdom hired them. Although I suppose it's a relief that they won't show up in the fight against the Alliance, eh? Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Pardon
Oh,
me.
it's Ferdinand again. I guess we can talk to him now that we went to the tactics room. Have you heard of a man named Acheron? He is the head of House Phlegathon, who ruled over the Great Bridge of Mirrodin. At first he pledged loyalty to Adresserian, but no sooner did the man hear about Count Gloucester's action than he did betray us and surround the bridge, or surrender. It takes quite the opportunist to change camps as easily as some change their clothes. Yeah. How about that?
Greetings, friend.
Greetings, friend. Nothing to report. Oh wait, one thing to report. The situation with the Alliance in the north seems really bad. I sure hope that gets sorted soon. And if nothing else, I hope everyone comes home safe. It'd be interesting if there's a chapter where the enemy invades and you have to fight on this map. Or at least a section in this place. Like, well, actually, this really is probably the size of at least a good portion of the map. So there might be some other fields, like you fight in the field. But otherwise, like, there could be a fight in here. I guess there's going to be a watchtower later as we go through the chapters. Seems like it anyway. Oh, here's another one.
Excuse me.
On the northern banks of the Armid, downstream of the Great Bridge, lies the territories of Goneril and Ordelia. House Ordelia who once expressed loyalty to the Empire, followed the dogs of House Glycaster and changed their stance. But House Goneril was ready to fight to the bitter end, and that stance is all the more clear now. Oh, an award and facility. We'll look at that later. Oh, pretty soon here. Monica!
Do you have a moment?
Our army rushed over here to Alliance territory, and I'm worried about the situation in the kingdom. And yes, we have a reasonable amount of forces left, as well as whatever General Randolph has, but...
So basically...
It'd be bad news if the Knights of Saros attacked us. I mean, we still haven't fought their major players yet.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then... Right? They're the leading army of Fodlan, the best of the best! Yep.
Well, how'd it go?
It went alright, I suppose. Ooh, cool. You've worked real hard for this, put it to good use. I think there's a bunch of stuff I haven't sold yet.
If I may.
Count Bergeliz is a beast of a man, and one with a keen sense for traps. Yet for him to not smell betrayal? Well, I have little choice but to praise Count Glycaster's deception.
You sure?
Maybe he was caught off guard, or maybe the enemy had some kind of advantage. Well? Count Bergeliz caught off guard? Impossible. The man understands tactics on an intimate level. As a warrior, he would never yield to recklessness and make such an error in judgment. Okay. What occurred was truly regrettable. I should have seen through Count Glycaster's duplicity. Or perhaps it is more accurate to say I misjudged the man's ambitions. He prizes his people above all, and we create a situation where he wanted to fight. I will need to reflect on that. Hail, Emperor. Alright, oh well, let's look at these facilities. Wait, who are you? Record keeper? Okay, you're no one important.
Allow me to assist with any matters regarding the facilities.
Yeah, who cares? We got this, though. Invite a run-of-the-mill merchant to business. I guess I misunderstood the situation. Okay, so I believe it is the tactics we want to improve. This dog's gonna fall over if I don't handle this. Alright, well, he'll just have to figure it out himself. Slipping down my legs.
Let me know if I may be of further service.
Since my lap isn't very straight, now he's got it figured out. He's gonna fall. Let's see here.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army.
Was it combat manuals? Probably. Da-da.
Everything has its use.
Even people. Let me see here.
Allow me to assist with any matters regarding the
Yes,
facility.
here it is. Can't do that. Concoction. That's pretty important, but I don't think we have enough health to justify that just yet. It'll increase the use of recover items. We probably want that one. Well, really, we want all of them. Because the question is, do we have enough resources? We want to get 20 more tactic
Let me know
books.
if I may be of further service.
Here she is.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army.
Combat manual, that was it. Oh. Okay, well, I guess that's all we could have done. But, dun dun dun.
Everything has its use.
Who do we want to give that shield to? Ferdinand, perhaps? That's who we would classically give it to. But we could also give it to fragile people. Certainly a lot less complicated than the main game, where there are different reasons for wanting to do one thing or another. Like giving her a shield would make her slower or something. But here it just gives you +4 defense. Nice and simple and easy. Kitty puppy. I shouldn't talk too loudly. It'll make the other dogs jealous. Then they'll come over here and demand attention. Yo, puppy. Yo, puppy.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
Okay, what's that? Oh, just Walmart. Oh, well, I'll look at that other stuff later. Okay, whatever.
Oh, look at that.
Mage's Ploy. Dun 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 dun.
This is quite fat.
Even a mule will eventually reach its destination.
Not that there's any point in me getting stronger.
Point blank volley.
I think I'm getting the hang of this.
Miracle of miracle, miracle of miracle. Da, 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 da. That was a miracle too. Oh, you know what?
To think
I'd have thought that would have gone a lot better.
Training can be the difference between victory and with proper training, you'll be unstoppable.
In proper training. Wow.
Wait.
You know, puppy. Oh.
Bernadetta, is that a letter from your mother?
Huh? Oh, Lady Edelgard. Yes, she wrote me from the capital. Wait, how did you know that? Are you screening my mail? Spying on my correspondence?
Bernadetta, is there anyone else who would write you?
Of course there is. There's, that guy?
Oh, that guy.
Wait, I don't have any friends. I don't even have any family. I don't have anybody. Poor Bernie's all alone in this cold, cruel world.
Easy, Bernadetta. You have plenty of friends.
She
We
was
simply
crying
don't
while
need to
moving her
write
mouth
to
like
you
she was
because
talking.
You are fighting in the same army.
Wait, really? Well, that's a relief.
Also, how can you claim to have no family when your mother writes you regularly? That's certainly more than I can say.
Oh, right. I forgot about your, parent situation. Guess I shouldn't be complaining, huh?
It's fine. Just be thankful that your mother is in good health. And make sure to write back so she doesn't worry.
I always do. Pages and pages.
That reminds me, have you heard from your father?
I thought
I'm
both
sure
of her parents
he
were
had much
not any
adjusting
good.
to do after I installed him in Garrick Mach as the head of the Southern Church.
Nothing from him, but my mother keeps me up to date in her letters. She has his attendance and her regular reports. The last update was something like, "Your father is so scared of the Central Church's assassins, he's locked himself away up in the third-story reception hall. They have to drag him out kicking and screaming whenever it's time to deal with clerical affairs."
I'm certain I heard a similar tale when another noble first relocated to Garrick Mach.
Really? Huh. Oh, but the locking himself in his room part sure sounds a lot like me, doesn't it?
Yes, although you've come a long way from the reclusive, shy girl you used to be.
Hey, I'm still reclusive.
Back at the Officers' Academy, you used to take your shunning of people to something of an extreme.
Do you really think I'm that different now? It's hard for me to tell. Maybe knowing that my father has started hiding from the world helps, though. Now I don't have to stay inside to avoid seeing him, you know?
So that's what that's
One might
about.
say your curse has been lifted, just like mine.
Wait, hang on. What's your curse?
Nothing. Please ignore what I said.
Oh, come on! You can't leave me in suspense like this!
Oh, but she will. Uh-huh. I see, so they have two, do they? Out, am I?
Well, if it isn't Yuritsa. What are you
Yuritsa?
doing out here all
That's
by
how
your
that's pronounced?
lonesome? Come to think of it, you were always at the training grounds when we were at the Officers' Academy, too.
It was quiet there.
It was quiet
Don't
there.
say. Personally, I prefer somewhere I can kick back with a nice drink.
Yes. Or
Speaking
3 or
of
4 or
which,
5.
We should get one together sometime. I'm sure Hanneman would spare a moment to join us.
I don't drink.
Too bad. I thought it would be a good chance for us to get to know each other.
We
By
could
the way,
train you.
I've been wondering, why were you always hiding behind that mask? A waste of a perfectly handsome face, if you ask me. I like you much better this way.
It's not worth discussion.
Oh! From what I've heard, you're probably a good few years younger than me. Yet you're so mature. It's like you have this indescribable air of mystery. I bet there's some burning passion lurking beneath that icy exterior, longing for reprieve. I'm right, aren't I? It's in there somewhere, I just know it. Say, let's grab some drinks tonight and do nothing with them, because you don't like to drink. I know. Why don't we go out dancing instead?
I could not reveal my face.
And then, when the sun rises, we can... Oh, what was that about your face? Why you hide it? Why do you hide it?
Some knew me to be a wanted criminal.
I find that hard to believe. Like they say, there are
That's
two
weird.
sides to every story, right? But what made you want to tell me? A moment ago, you blew me off with that broody, none-of-your-business routine.
You would have kept talking if I didn't.
Oh.
Did I say something strange?
Sorry, I wasn't trying to tease. I just think you're cute when you're flustered.
Flustered.
You've become quite the ladies' man. Just you wait. I don't give up that easily.
Where was he? I mean, he was a little flustered there, but I don't know about before then. Okay. We were listening to their conversation right here and now, because we were in the training grounds. Do that 500 more times and you might be able to cast a spell. Okay, what do we do? What do we have to occupy? Oh yeah, I guess there's food. We should do food. That'll last us the month. There's kitchen master, and there's that. Was there anything else? Facility reward training tactic kits chorus. Oh, chore. Yeah, no, that's at Garrick Mock. We don't have one of those here. We're not nearly so religious. Okay, I guess it's just the kitchen master. Like it more like a chicken master.
Hunger is the true enemy.
What kind of expansions do we have here? That sounds pretty important. Wow, mountain expeditions. That sounds like you won't really relax very much doing that. You have a lot of ingredients for that. Albanian. Ooh, but this requires 2, so that's basically like saying we only have 5. At first I thought that was an obvious choice. Now I know better. I guess this seems like the thing. Awakening Gates and Warrior. I might be able to do some of those more often now. Wow. Nice.
Yeah, the flavor's not really there. Might want to try something different next time.
It looks pretty good.
Oh, this is the best! Let's eat!
Wait, for me? Great. I love this stuff.
What is with those weird shoulder pads, though?
Come back whenever you're hungry.
Well, I guess now we can do a bunch of chores.
Care to make yourself useful?
You did that one already. Yeah, let's just spend the day together.
Counting on you both.
And you need me for this? Are you sure?
I sure hope it's something I can actually do.
Man, neither of them are very confident.
We all must do our fair share. Care to make yourself useful?
Weird. It's only those two. Ugh. Wait. Yeah. Wait. Oh, okay. It's funny, they're exactly the same. But I guess we have less Lindhart than Petra for says, so let's go with that. So we get more out of it that way.
Counting on you both.
I will finish it summarily.
Summarily.
I'll do what I can.
Nice.
We all must do our fair share.
Ooh, look at that. Coolio. Oh, they only get one, eh?
Another clear victory for the Empire in battle. You can surely guess who stole the show yet again.
Our mercenary friend? Always a force upon the battlefield, that one.
Their approach on the battlefield is exceptional, yet their curious power has also proved quite the boon.
It is deeply fascinating, isn't it? Something beyond the principles of magic, and yet different from the power of crests. I might go so far as to say it veers close to the realm of dark magic, but I fear that's beyond my expertise.
He seems more interested talking to Hubert
I am
about it than
possessed of some small knowledge,
herself.
yet still fail to understand the nature of that power.
Then at present we can do nothing but throw our hands to the sky. And with that, I must be off.
I guess he's not that invested, though. So
I thought you would be more
still pretty
curious
consistent.
about our mercenary
Yeah,
ally.
yeah, here we go.
Will you truly raise the white flag merely because the matter lies outside your usual ken?
Yep.
What are you playing at, Hubert?
What are you playing at, Hubert?
If you want me to investigate a specimen, go ahead. Hook it and reel it in.
Hook it, reel it
But
in.
you are the better angler of the two of us. Furthermore,
Oh, yeah,
my
fishing.
method of hooking would complicate our relationship with so valued an ally. An inducement from your lips would ensure things proceed more smoothly.
Well, this is becoming a hassle. Can't you push yourself to learn some new hooking strategies? Like, I don't know, one befitting the elegance of a true nobleman? Involving fancy tea, perhaps?
A positively hair-raising notion. Please, do not speak it aloud again.
Then maybe get in their face and pick a fight with them. You two could end up becoming fast friends.
So you wish me to shout myself hoarse and swing my fists about like a common ruffian? I shall pretend I did not hear that suggestion.
No. Then the only option left is aggressive persuasion, driven home at the point of an axe, let's say.
Linhardt, who in the world are you talking about right now? I should think there is no one quite so barbarous in our own army.
Oh, I didn't have anyone particular in mind. I was just brainstorming new methods to ensnare our illustrious mercenary friend. Why? Did they remind you of acquaintances of ours?
In any event, let us leave this sleeping dog where it lies. I do not dislike conversing with you, but we seem to procure results of little benefit when we do. And with that, I have matters to attend to and must be off. Farewell.
And then that's the last time they ever spoke to each other.
Until next time, Hubert. So when can I expect you to have reeled in our mercenary friend? I suspect we'd make headway on the research if we engaged in it together.
I'm afraid I've not the time to play along with your capricious whims, Linhardt. I will, of course, be cheering you on with some enthusiasm from the shadows, as you hook the subject yourself.
Okay.
Care to make yourself useful?
Well, we can do that again, but this time... Oh, wait a second. He's not there anymore. Okay, fine. Huh. Can you just do it with two of them? Okay. That's weird. Why doesn't it even give you the option then? Constantly.
Counting on you both.
I will see it done speedily.
Bear witness to my true power!
Okay, I guess since he's indoors, he's happy now.
We all must do our fair share.
Cool. Alright, let's see what this one is.
Needless to say, that is the only logical course of action. Excuse me, are you even listening?
Sorry, I got distracted and missed the last part. Something about your plan to restore House Nouvelle?
That was where the conversation started. Clearly you have not listened to a single word I've said. Creating new magic, charting unknown sorcery waters. Therein lies the means to make my dream a reality. To that end, I have decided that you will make a most fitting test subject for my research.
This again?
No thanks.
What reason could
Everybody
you
wants
possibly
my
have
body.
to refuse? Do you not want the honor of helping House Nouvelle regain its former glory?
I don't mind lending a hand, but I'm not so keen on being a test subject. You don't even know what'll happen. Wouldn't it make sense to experiment on yourself first?
Huh. A rather astute deduction for one such as yourself. However, there is one critical flaw in your reasoning. Were I to do as you propose, I would be unable to properly observe the results with my own eyes.
Well then, you'll just have to be patient until someone volunteers. We'd have a big problem on our hands if something happened to me before the next battle, right? Actually, that probably goes for everyone.
I suppose you are correct. But then, my research has reached an impasse.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I guess so. Okay, how about this? Since we're at war, why not try and distinguish yourself in battle? You could still conduct your research at the same time. Combat's more my wheelhouse anyway. In fact, we could even start right now with some training. What do you say?
Peppy, she's just snoring.
I respectfully decline. While I am
She's
not
just snoring.
entirely opposed to the idea of military prestige, I am unable to accompany you at this time. Training at night will surely suffice.
I see.
At night? But you won't have enough time if you don't train during the day. You're not planning on pulling all-nighters, are you?
Oh, please! I am not that foolish. I simply do not wish to train at this very moment.
If you work out at night, that means you're going to bed right after. That's gonna reduce the quality of your sleep. You'll wake up sluggish the next morning, which will drag you down all day. It'll turn into a vicious cycle. See what I mean?
Been there, right?
My, I never expected you to put forth such an eloquent
You?
counter-argument.
Everybody thinks I'm an idiot.
Be that as it may, I have my reasons. Reasons that I, unfortunately, cannot ignore. Nevertheless, I shall succeed in all my endeavors, be they magical or military, and I shall do it all in my own way.
Okay. They can go all the way up to A. Is there anybody who has 3 report conversations if it's not what it says?
Constance, is something...
Listen here, there's no need to dance around me, for I bear you no ill will.
I am having confusion.
Seems like most of her
What are you
conversations take place indoors, eh?
I speak of the bad blood between Brigid and the Empire, of course.
The war. I am having my own feelings about.
Surely you are aware that it was your father who invaded the lands of House Nouvelle, which I once called home. It was his aggressions which cost me my family, my friends, my land, everything. However, your father and many of your countrymen paid for this in the coin of their own lives. Furthermore, neither you nor I took part in that foolish conflict. Therefore, there is no merit to our dredging up the past. We need not be at each other's throats.
Now I'm holding the dog like a baby.
Have I made myself clear? Good. Now farewell.
Little baby Peppy. Little baby Peppy. Oh, little baby Peppy.
Constance has a personality of much color. I was not given a chance to give her my reply. I cannot be leaving things like this. I must be telling her that I have understanding.
Well, that was a shorter conversation. Oh, never
I
mind.
am wanting to talk to you about what you were saying before.
Greetings, Petra. I fear I caused you undue distress.
I see.
Please accept my humblest apologies for the offense. One from my meager and reduced circumstances has no right to insult a woman of your royal standing. As galling as this must be after the fact, I humbly beg your forgiveness.
You can have my forgiveness, although I was not taking any offense.
Oh, what overflowing kindness. Truly, your mercy is too good for a wretch such as I. But I should not expect aught else from one capable of ruling an entire people. You are a mighty boulder, and I, but a pebble by the wayside.
Let me speak, Constance, please. I am knowing that our relationship is complicated. I think about this every day.
This is kind of like two different support conversations.
Confusion.
Because normally they probably would have
But
separated these two conversations
You had the braveness
into separate
to say
sections.
what I could not.
Seems to me, anyway.
Stop, I beg you. You will crush my sad and pathetic frame under the weight of such undeserved compliments. I think it best if I keep my own counsel from now on. Pray pay my ramblings no mind. Oh my, now I have been so presumptuous as to tell you what to do. Please excuse me while I go crawl under a rock.
I am not understanding what happened here. Which Constance should I be believing?
Seems nobody ever told her about her affliction. Alright then. Let's get to the war room. Blah. Over here.
Which
Of a
battlefield are you
strategy.